an archetype that we've played before Strixhaven that got some solid upgrades inside of Strixhaven in a few different ways. So Terror combo, for those that aren't familiar with it, Terror of the Peaks here says, whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, this deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So the basic idea is that this is the only creature in our deck, which means Indomitable Creativity, when we use it, allows us to guaranteed find copy of Terror of the Peaks. So we use cards like Saheeli, Karn, Deploy, as well as treasure tokens from things like Prismari Command to give us targets for creativity. And then if you creativity for 3, it puts 3 Terror of the Peaks into play, which deals 30 damage directly to your opponent with 6 triggers. One of the nice upsides about this deck compared to like, there's a Locust God plus Sage of the Falls combo is our individual combo pieces here are much more reasonable. Like just drawing and casting Terror of the Peaks is fine. We do also have Brainstorm that we can shuffle these back into our deck if we don't want to cast them. We also gain Solve the Equation as a way to just have redundancy to find more copies of Indomitable Creativity as we go. Our deck with the Saheeli Karn package also has like this kind of fair backup plan where we can just like make tokens and attack. So let's go ahead and dive on into some games here with this and see how this goes here this morning. I mean, even if someone has something like White Ley Line, you just like murder their board and then attack them with your dragons. We've not cast Dragon's Approach on stream. That might be playable. You know, the payoff for Dragon's Approach is probably higher than the payoff for some of these other things. Why only 3 terrors? I mean, you don't really want to draw terror. Like, it's not awful if you do, but it's not like something you actively want to do. Well, I think your base power level assessment is off there, Conscript. A lot of the Leyline effects really aren't that good. And like Leyline of the Void, for example, is really bad if you don't have it in your opener. By the time you cast that card for 4 mana, your opponents used their graveyard already. I don't understand your question, Devil. I agree Saheeli is not good enough on her own, but she is exceptional with Karn. They complement each other really well. Speaking of, do I just like Karn and uptick here? Might just be Karn uptick, huh? I don't have a favorite math word? Stop it, nerds. I don't have a favorite math word. I literally, like, what a weird question. Favorite math word? Y'all are strange. You just draw a card and gain 6 here. They have a Thalia here we got. Interesting choice. So we're gonna 6, 7, 8. We're gonna put me to 7. Okay, so this last card must be a 1/1, right? They see the Sweltering Suns here. I don't have a way to make this attack. We're super far ahead. If they have second beast, they're in a good spot. Second beast would be bad for us. Alright, so they're dead. Got it. We'll get to the Thopter. Get to the Thopter! We'll kill them with this next turn. Thank you for rooting Historic with trickery. Thanks to 11 buds. Party rank. Welcome back. Dragons go burr. Thunk. So that's the thing. That's the what are we looking to accomplish, you ask? That's what we're looking to accomplish. Build your own dragon storm. Yeah, something like that. Probably a Saheeli out matchup. They probably attack her down too consistently. Wonder if we trim like some Brainstorms against their Archon of Maria deck. I can see that being the case. I like the extra Sarkhan coming in here. It's a token maker to make up for trimming this token maker, and it like makes a decent body. Another thing, too, to think about with this deck, you know, you technically need 3 targets to kill them with Terror, but you also, like, don't have to literally kill them with it either. Like, you could do it with 2 targets and then put 2 dragons into play and get 2 deal 5 triggers. That's usually enough. Jeff, what is your win condition? Asking the real questions. Yeah, this is certainly key. This is probably a spell. Are any small tempo decks running around that aren't rogues right now? Yeah, we've played a few different Teamer decks on stream that have felt decent. Teamer and Blue Red. Be sure to check out the replays on YouTube. Part of me wants the Sweltering Suns to play around Great Henge, but I also have Prismari Command to just, like, shatter a Henge here, so I think that's fine. Wow, 4 mana, no plays. Pretty unlucky, opponent. We've died, chat. They have a handful of Thragtos, obviously, something like that. Well, they don't have second Coco. Damn it, chat, they have second Coco. Storm's not really a thing people play in this format, Hedl. Well, shit. Obviously should have played that after I did this. Storm's not really a good mechanic in this format. The payoffs just aren't there. A non-Selesnya company to actually recommend. I mean, Gruul. Gruul? Collecting Company is very good against my tap-out control deck. Game 3 on the plate, let's go. The blue-red dragon is probably playable as some kind of combo enabler, but yeah, the non-blue-red, non-red-white ones are pretty bad. You should cheat and be on the play for game 2. It would be a strong line. Are you looking for this one? Is that the command you're looking for? I think I just passed here, and I want to Helix something, so I would like to try and play Karn out on a mostly empty board. Hopefully they don't fail us. It's fine.
I will fight for my friends.
Karn will fight for his right to party. They didn't give me the land. Bold strategy, Cotton. Please play a second creature that dies to Sweltering Suns, opponent. Look at him. Look at him hitting Corporate Karn.
Your efforts are futile.
Poor Corporate Karn. He's just trying to get by in this cold, hard world shit. Ooh. Yeah. Huh. Huh. Why is he Corporate Karn? Because he's wearing pants, chat. Karn Liberated is not wearing pants. Corporate Karn is.
Oh, say hello to
Karn Liberated is work from home card. Yeah, exactly. So you get it. Say hello to my little friend. I feel attacked by that distinction. Get to the Thopter! To the Thopter! Take that one.
how convenient. An excellent choice.
An excellent choice. Oh, they gave us the land that time. Oh, I should have attacked with this. If they blocked, I could have deployed. You have a buddy who's invested in trading cards, which are now graded at $200,000. I think people like your buddy are everything that I hate about paper magic. I think people like your buddy turn the game into something incredibly inaccessible. I have this weird opinion where I want people to be able to play games.
There is great power in the things we make.
Great power in the things we make. Yeah, that too. Things like card games are like, it's like, well, I would always love when people talk about finance stuff. They're like, oh, Jeff, I just made X amount of dollars investing in or putting money together for the card game. And it's like, well, do you have that cash in hand or do you still have cards in hand? Because it's like, if you still have cards in hand, you technically haven't made that money yet. You haven't made the money until, like, someone's given you money for the stuff that you have. Do 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 do. Beep 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 do 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 do. Roar! Here there be dragons. It's the entire year of support hide. Welcome back. Floop some big scary monsters. Let's look at those fair green-white cards, chat, getting devoured by dragons. Rawr. They tried to explain to me that you can't do math with card games. Oh. Oh, muggles. Playing games with muggles really is, it's an experience. Card games are nothing but math. Maybe if you're a nerd kicker. I just 1-for-1 this year. My friend traded his Ethereum a while ago for unlimited power so he could play Vintage, and shockingly, if he were to sell them now, it'd be almost identical. Yeah. Hey, so... I'm just gonna play Saheeli to start. I guess if they have like a shock or a pillar of flame here, they could kill my planeswalker. That's still technically a 1-for-1, right? We lose a little bit of tempo though. I never do math and magic. I just jam Thassa's Oracle Tainted Pack to avoid that pesky combat step. God bless. Oh, are they a Phoenix deck? They are a Phoenix deck. Probably a little bit of trouble. Well, Allosaurus Shepherd isn't modern legal, Hangman, for reference. Bitcoin is 100% a pyramid scheme. It's a bunch of people speculating on something that are encouraging other people to speculate on it so that way their investment can go up. It's like the definition of a pyramid scheme. That's true. It also destroys the environment while being a pyramid scheme.
But I must tend to my creations.
Okay, so I think we try and solve the equation here. I am some kind of nerd. I have a feeling me and the nice lady on this card would get along splendidly, chat. I've heard crypto is bad for the environment. Can someone explain it like I'm 5? Yeah, most cryptocurrencies, not all of them there, Jeff. Most cryptocurrencies depend on constantly doing computations on a computer to exist. So basically people are like endlessly burning energy just for the sake of cryptocurrency existing. So they generate a lot of heat and electric usage. And part of the recent consumer shortage of consumer electronics such as graphics cards is related to people buying those things out to farm crypto. And again, I know details, it's technically not the only reason, but it's definitely a chunk of it. Well, that we're gonna have enough time to get fully set up here, huh? Couldn't you say the same thing about being a streamer? No, fuck you. False equivalencies like that for the sake of jokes and stuff like that don't fly here. Get out of here. You're not funny. You're just lazy and dumb. Ooh, so I can diddle attacker and make 2 blockers here, and then we can creativity into some dragons. I have no idea. Usually when people say things like that and you call them on it, they come back and say it was just a joke. But streamer, you too use a computer, how curious. Yeah, that was the line of thinking there. You too use a computer, how curious that you're criticizing other people for using a computer. You want to improve society, yet you participate in it. How curious. I am very smart. Hey, I'm glad you're liking it, service slot. Yeah, the core here feels pretty reasonable again. Hey, diddle diddle. They have another Phoenix coming back too. Yikes. So it's looking like we're gonna have some defensive dragons next turn. So we're going to 7. This will put us back up to 9. If they have if they have another shock and can stop us from getting a second dragon, we're in trouble here. If they don't have a shock, we should be in a pretty okay spot. I guess my attack is technically free. Okay. So get to murder their things here. Lightning Axe is very good here. Yikes. What's up, youngest son?
Got it.
Enjoy. I think we're dead at this part. Oh yeah, they discarded a third bird. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little birdies. Do do do, do do do, do 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 do. So if I'm boarding in Ripped, Search is probably a cut. But I'd rather have Saheeli's or Sarkhan's here. Sarkhan blocks their flyers, probably a little better. I don't think this is an Aether Gust or Mystical Dispute matchup. Sinister Lotus TCG, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. Prismari Command doesn't really kill anything. When we're on the play, it can kill their 2-drop, their Sprite Dragon. It can also like killing a Phoenix on occasion as tempo is fine. Is fine from a tempo perspective. Yeah, Sand's great. Bottom A island here. I'm gonna choose to not run Rest in Peace and Dispel Pierce here. Might be wrong. Might be playing a little scared. Come on. Oh, I guess I don't even need to do it on Tipland, right? I could just do this. I kept the Abrade over the second Prismari Command because the Abrade can kill their 3/3 prowess creature. Nice draw. I think I'd rather just kill the bird. Because if I like Sarkhan down tick, they could have like Lightning Axe kill the Sarkhan. I've been liking Historic. Historic in its current state, I think, is one of the best constructed card game formats I've ever touched. Possibly the best. It's up there. It's very good. Hey, Dragos. Thank you for the third of the year. Welcome back. Good morning, good morning. Don't make fun of my opponent's 1-3 chat. It's trying its hardest. In particular, favorite decks, or are most of them pretty great? I actually put historic decks back up on my website. If you want to search through some of my favorites, it's a great place to do it. Of everything from proven format archetypes to things that I just enjoy playing. I hesitate to say this, but it's almost like a curated set of cards makes for a good format. Yup. Big mood. Rather on their previous turn. I wanted to hold the Fabled Passage in case I drew a Brainstorm, because saving a shuffle effect for post-Brainstorm has value. Is Sultai Citadel Storm not good enough to put it on my website? It literally is on my website. I imagine Oko is basically just deleted for Magic, which is probably for the best. Hakug, thank you for the quarter of a year. Welcome back. I'm happy with how we sideboarded. Let's just run it back. Maybe on the draw, I want less Saheeli's, more Sweltering Suns. Play to the board a touch more. Could be Aether Gust too. Taking their Dreadhorde Arcane instead of play on turn 2 has value. Let's do some Aether Gust, see how that feels. This tags like Expressive Iteration and stuff too. This probably isn't very good. I think we mulligan. Hey, there's a passage for the Brainstorm. He shocked in and then didn't opt. My body says yes, my win rate says no. And guard deck is super reasonable. Thank you very much. We've got some okay interaction. We've got a combo kill. To check most of the boxes you want to check in a format like this. If they have a 3/3 here, I'm going to be a little bit sad that I burned my Helix when I did. Yeah. One Lightning Helix, please. Aether Gust. Not gonna do it, Pig. Not gonna do it. Alright, so we'll throw these back and we'll shuffle with this. Also playing Saheeli. Neat. I played Pact Oracle combo. Yes, it's one of the many decks you can find on my website, along with a video embedded of me playing it. Website and YouTube channel, chat. I promise you these things have the answers to most of your Did Jeff Do X questions. I'm doing this now, I'm doing this at end of turn rather than before this hits me, because I think there's a good chance they have a counterspell. If they counterspell this, I take one more. Could still have a counterspell. Your website is evil. It got me to build Judstorm Herald, but Judstorm Herald is lovely. Yeah, but that's still not a very good play most of the time, Kid Martian. You're like spending a card, then you still have to redraw your spell. And so not be great. Huh? I think we like end step deploy here. No, I'm just doing magic today. Nice Mace Stun. I'll be back with more Bioshock on Friday. I'm planning to do my normal 3 to 4 decks and then just be done at 1 o'clock.
For my first class. Thank you. I'm missing his.
Well, then you should go upstairs and check the thing. So they have removal or counter spells. We end up in kind of a medium spot here. Are we in a position where I just have to jam? Probably, I think. I also just play Karn and like try and make a blocker. Maybe this eats a counter instead of creativity. I am Karn. Karn, we do it? Yes, we Karn. Hey, he's dead, Jim. You've murdered him. Are you happy? Yeah, you can disable gameplay warnings if you don't want the extra click. You don't want it to like say, are you, like, you make the extra click to like sack Fabled Passage and stuff. It's under gameplay options. This is obviously a terrible matchup for us. Pigeons are the natural enemies of the statue. Card never stood a chance. Poor card. And to be fair, Gust is the same as Memory Lapse. We do, unfortunately, need to chump block with a Thopter or we die. Morning Nightmare. Matchup seems pretty difficult for us. They not only have cheap counter spells, but also have shocks to disrupt our tokens. Even something like Rogues, where they have a lot of counter spells, they won't also have a ton of 1-mana spot removal like that. Doubles his reach. Yeah, Drown in the Lock does hit tokens, but Drown in the Lock hitting a token versus being a counterspell is about a wash. Like, Standard right now is, like, fine. Historic is actively good. Like, like, Standard went through a lot of really bad formats, so I think it's fair to say when it's not bad, but Standard's been samey for a very long time, and it just doesn't have anywhere near the variety and depth that Historic does. I mean, if you have a Standard deck, you're probably not that far off of most Historic decks. A lot of the Eldraine cards in Standard are very good right now. Pathways are good in this format. Get yourself some shock lands and you're good to go. Rogues, honestly, you have Rogues built from Standard. Like, turning Rogues in Standard into Rogues in Historic is a pretty minimal resource change. Goblins isn't really a good suggestion for people struggling to build into it, though, because, like, while decks like Goblins and Elves are technically player-friendly from a mana-based perspective, they include a lot of rares that only go in those decks, making them kind of a medium investment. No, you're completely wrong, Mazer Mouse. We're playing 4 copies of Brainstorm to put dragons back into our deck. That's why I'm only playing 3 dragons. Now, a dragon being discard countered or killed means that we can't full combo them, but, like, this also is a matchup where we don't necessarily need to full combo them. We can just, like, grind them out. You can, like, put 2 into play, dome them, and then, like, attack them.
I will fight with honor. I'll make use of that later. This will not deter me.
Morning, Prodigy. Well? We're just casting some dragons, Chip. think I just want a Prismari Command here. It kills Luris.
Decisive action is needed.
Rule Model, thanks for the follow. Welcome to the channel this morning. If I could request one new feature for Magic Arena, what would it be? Does a functional sideboard interface during deck building count? Wait, that just happened? I wasn't expecting that to work, chat. They knew the Sweltering Suns was there.
Good choice.
Sick, I did. Yeah, it's like, I mean, so my plan was play Sweltering Suns, they counter it, Prismari Command, shock, make a treasure, Karn, down tick, make a thing, kill 2 of their things. Yep, opponent definitely ain't scared. They could have Egdom's Awakening. That's a good read. That could be a reason to play out the way they did. I didn't attack in there because I didn't want to trade this for a, I didn't want to trade this for a Flying Dorko. Look at the way they massacred my boy, chat. I took him out back and they drowned him in the lock.
Your patience is rewarded.
I don't like that pass. The turn before you played in a double Thought Thief by minusing Karn. Well, there's a difference there, Painter. Giving up Karn versus giving up the dragon is different. Karn dying is whatever. Losing this dragon probably means I'm out of ways to win the game. Those aren't really equivalent to each other.
Today I craft my victory.
Get to the Thopter! To the Thopter! Rats. Yeah, see, Saheeli letting you copy dragons on occasion is also great. Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep, little rogue stack. Do-do-do, do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. How crazy is it to just like turn into a fair deck in this matchup. Is that crazy? Just like board my combo out? Or we just like cut the creativities, just be like a Terror of the Peaks token deck. It's like board in my Sarkhans. Okay, like this. It could be that not playing 4 terrors is correct. I don't know, so like chat wants to bring in Mystic Dispute. This game's gonna go long and Dispute's gonna draw dead in a long late game. And what am I cutting? You're like cutting cards that play to the board for cards like Dispute. Like, yeah, it feels bad for your cards to get countered, but I'd rather have more cards that play to the board in this matchup. If you bought Brainstorm and Historic now that it's been legal for a bit, it's great. Very, very reasonable power level. Both Faithless Looting and Brainstorm are fine. In fact, I'd wager both of them are worse on average than Abundant Harvest. I'm really not a fan of Ox in general. I don't think Ox is like fine in this matchup. Fine, not even good, because like they have so many counter spells and stuff for it. And I'm boarding in Rest in Peace. I'd much rather just have Rest in Peace. Yes, all cards that are Pioneer legal will eventually be Historic legal. Alright, if they don't have the Thoughtseize or an Inquisition here, this Rest in Peace gets to resolve. I mean, Faithless Looting is very good in the places where... Oh, is this a concession rip? Feels like a concession rip after they miss their land drop. Rip do 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 beep 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 do 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 do. But I'm gonna put a 4th Thargon in our deck. Drawing and casting Dragon has been super reasonable. Do I need these solve the equations? What if I cut these, just like play another Sarkhan and a Terror of the Peaks? Just like lean into that Planeswalker token plan a little bit more. Stifle too good in this format? Probably not. Stifle's mostly toxic in formats like Legacy because it's 1 mana Stone Rain in the fetch land formats, but Fabled Passage isn't super playable. I don't even know that Stifle would be playable in this format, if I'm being honest. Nah, I mean like Tail's End is not Stifle. Tail's End costs 50%. Tail's End costs 100% more mana than Stifle does. Would Shadow of Doubt see play? Shadow of Doubt would be Gasoline. I like that card. Shadow of a Doubt and I go way back. Alright, chat, we've got 4 shots at a Sweltering Suns. Again, like people comparing like 3 and 4 mana cards to Stifle, you don't understand why Magic cards are good, why your comparisons are bad. Like they're just like not even remotely in the same world of the same. Oh, I should put one of these lands back, one of these basics back, right? I still have 2 more. Alright, we bricked on Sweltering Suns here, so I assume we're dead. I guess I like go tapped land, depose one of their attackers, hope to draw Sweltering Suns in our next two. Yeah, I think Quicken's a sweet card. Yikes. Sometimes you see a quarter of your deck and don't find your four of. Die. One last shot, champ. It's a chance to roll. This opportunity comes once in a match time. Goodbye, friends. Never didn't have it. I'm supposed to oppose this now to play around Cleave, right? Feels like there could be merit to waiting until I can make a token with it.
Withstand a righteous army.
Is this Triome a land? I think it might be a spell. It's close though. Non-creature spell we can cast with this. One Brainstorm, please. What about more lands? Yeah. I guess I can technically hit second Sweltering Suns, right?
The choices we make reveal who we are.
Sedge. Needed like one more impactful spell there ahead of time. I'm up a little short. Not bad considering we're on the draw. Sweltering Sun's doing its best to keep us in the game for sure. I'm gonna keep some of her. Which of a combo deck do I want to be post board here? Feel like I'd rather be more of a control deck. Hey Panda, thanks for the 10 months. Welcome back. Morning, good morning. This is also a matchup where creativity for 2 is generally good enough. You like put 2 blockers into play and shoot 2 things on their board, and then you can attack them in the air a couple of times. When deciding if you're the control versus an aggressive deck post sideboard, what questions do you ask yourself? One very simple question. Do I think my average draw ignoring them beats their average draw ignoring me? What's the answer? I think that is assuredly no. Hey, Fire and Fury, thank you for the 31 months. Welcome back. Actually not in a terrible spot here, so we get to like shock deploy, shock double dragon, or shock Sarkhan, depending on what they do. Wow, really surprised they made that a 3/3 after seeing So this can unfortunately kill one of these.
Who are you to call me mad? Behold!
Behold! Let's see if they have Ember Cleave here or not. They are unfortunately going to be dead to Cleave. Stop me if you've heard this one before. They're dead, right? We take 7, we kill them on the backswing. Roar! If you put Mind Stone in your deck, creativity can hit Mind Stone. We cannot play artifacts or other creatures if we want creativity to work. Fire and Fury, thank you for the 21-month resub. I really appreciate that. Welcome back. And thanks for 3 months in advance. I plan to stick around. Thanks for keeping me around. How many Burning Tree Emissaries do you have this game, opponent? None! No Burning Tree Emissaries! I am not intending to play Runeterra at any point in the foreseeable future, Grix. The direction they took the designs of their constructed format just really aren't for me as a player. Not a big fan of combo focused formats in a best of 1 setting. Just ain't my cup of tea. it's these two. Ever heard of or tried Eternal card game? I have, in fact, played Fisher Price Magic before. Eternal card games, like, if someone asked themselves the question, how do I strip a bunch of stuff out of Magic to make it play better on a cell phone? Like, I wouldn't say the game is bad. I wouldn't say Eternal card game is a bad game. It just also doesn't do anything meaningfully different or better than Magic. Their economy also kind of sucks. Like, I feel like at least like with Rune Tarot, and someone's like, well, why would you play that over Magic? It's like, well, their economy's great. Like, Eternal's not, like, meaningfully different than Magic, and their economy's so pretty consumer unfriendly, just like Magic. Man, this Grell Spellbreaker makes my Depose deploys and my Aether Gust super awkward. I think we just go, like, tapped land pass. Kind of, like, plan to Aether Gust something here. I've played most digital card games that exist to some extent. Some more than others. Like, I've played a lot of Runeterra. I played a lot of Hex TCG when that was a thing. I played a good bit of Hearthstone. Eternal, I played a medium amount of, trying to get a feel for it. It just wasn't different enough for me. Does the Elder Scrolls card game still exist? I think that one's on, like, life support. I don't know exactly. I bounced off of the gameplay in that one pretty hard. The look and feel and the gameplay. I've never touched Gwent. In fact, I've done a full Witcher 3 playthrough, and I can confidently say I've literally never played Gwent. Man, Oasising the creature that doesn't have hexproof. It's a strategy, Cotton. Let's see how it pays off for him here. Do I want to brainstorm? I think the answer is no. Not yet. I played PS2 era Duel Monsters, and it handled the same as MTG on mobile. Look at this perfect brainstorm. Did I brainstorm again? The question for brainstorm here is, could I find a card in my deck that I want to play more than deploy? I don't think there is, right? We lose to Embercleave? No, because deploy is going to kill Pelt Collectors. They don't get to attack with two things. Yeah, would I cast a Sweltering Suns or a Helix? I think I would, right? So I think we do. Okay, so we missed. That's fine. I think we just passed now. Yeah, not dead yet. I think we're gonna take a match win off. I think we're gonna take a match off a girl here, chat. And I boarded up. We changed to playing 3 terrors, right? So we get to do this, and then we get to creativity and get 3 terrors out of our deck. What? Thopter token is evolving. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Roar. Yeah, sweet combo control gameplay. Sweet combo control gameplay. Love it. 3 tears spark joy. They spark joy for us at least. I don't know how much joy they spark for my opponent, but we should have killed their board too. That's the big brain line. As he ended a Brainstorm, we could justify keeping it, but 5 lands on 7, not gonna work out. Bottom lady. Nah, I'm not keeping tabs on Rune Terror at the moment, Shade Blaze. I might poke back in at some point in the future if their format changes, but as long as they're a combo-focused best-of-1 game, I'm not going to be playing Runeterra. Magic's really good. I'm just going to focus on that because it generates play patterns I enjoy more. Now, if we're really lucky, our opponent's going to play a 1-mana cantrip and then play a 3/3 Flying Bird here. Yeah, based on the balanced decisions the Runeterra team has made, I think what the Runeterra team wants their game to be and what I enjoy playing are different. And that's okay. There's plenty of people that enjoy Runeterra as what it is, but I'm just not one of them. So I'm just going to play other things that I do enjoy. Mythgard is the other. Yeah, if I wanted my number 2 card game, though, it would definitely be Mythgard. We did a number of sponsored segments with them, and their core gameplay loop is really good. They have very good mid-range focused gameplay. That's the type of card game stuff that I love. What myths are they guarding? Their IP is actually really cute and well done. It's like modern. It's like cyberpunk meets like ancient myths, like Nordic and stuff like that. They're good stuff. They did publish, I think, both of the last 2 codes for their free core set. If I'm being completely honest, since the weather has gotten nicer, my mobile gaming time has gone from card games to Pokemon Go. So, outside of Magic Arena, I'm not currently playing any other card games. I would normally say that I'm playing an unhealthy amount of Pokemon Go, but Pogo makes me walk around, so it's definitely a very healthy amount of Pokemon Go. I don't think I can keep Saheeli alive in this matchup. I think casting Terror naturally sounds pretty okay. Oh, that's great, Andrew. We need to trade. I don't think we. I didn't add her as a friend code. I'm not sure if Christy did. So we should do that and send gifts with each other. Oh, do you have to get to level 10 to add friends? That might be true. An unhealthy amount of pogo is measured in cramps. You can actually play an okay amount of Pokemon Go while sitting down these days too, because Pokemon Go has a PvP ranked ladder. So I've also been playing Pokemon Go ranked, which is fun. All right, so we're definitely Prismari commanding, draw 2, make a treasure, hoping to try and find one of our main deck Sweltering Suns to clear these dorks out. Yeah, like actual battle poke. If you're someone that hasn't touched Pogo in a long time, yeah, there's a lot more to Pogo PvP than just tapping. There's team building and move sets that you pick and sequencing on how you use your shields and stuff. It has a lot of depth to it. If you're someone that's interested in poking at that, you should pop into the subs Discord. We've got a pretty active channel in there. Add main, one of the subs on the channel, help me get into the details of PvP a good bit. Huh? Do I keep the Deposes to diddle these next turn? I think I'm keeping the Deposes to diddle these. I'll try and buy me time. Yeah, at some point I plan to do some of the Pokemon Go PvP on stream. But it just hasn't lined up well for the schedule. Maybe in between BioShock 1 and the next game we'll do some at the tail end. Yes, prowess your dorks. How long have we been on this deck? Almost 90 minutes. We're gonna move into the next one, probably after this match. There's a Phoenix. It's my face. How's it felt so far? It's been reasonable. Our core strategy is nice and proactive. So I get 2 draws off of these, a draw step, and a brainstorm to find a Sweltering Suns for next turn. This could be an instant though too. Like if they have a way to prowess these, we're gonna die. We've successfully accomplished our thing a number of times. Set. And they keep getting priority. This could be a card that blows out our Sweltering Suns. All right, let's find out, shall we? Am I dead yet? Close game. Close game. Felt like that was the case, but we didn't have another choice there. Just had to make them have it. Saheeli just gets attacked down here. Azcanta comes out when we board in Rip. I think Creativity comes out here because they have so many ways to remove it. We're gonna just be like more of a Karn, Sarkhan, Hardcast Terror of the Peaks deck here. I'll leave it a couple to get them on occasion, but Is this good enough? Could be. Would be. Field of Rune shuffling Brainstorm is why there's a copy of Field of Rune in here. It's a fifth way to do that. Hey, Godspeed, Thomas. So we'll have to redraw one of those cards, but not both. We'll draw one next turn, we'll play Field, we'll shuffle. Well, I guess if they don't play a non-basic, we actually can't shuffle. Whew. Do I kill this? I think the answer is yes, right? Sure.
If it's a challenge you want, then a challenge you'll get.
Sick. Gave our opponent a mana here, unfortunately, but definitely didn't want to redraw that second card. I think I'm into the Karns here. I think I prefer to do this rather than running into a Spell Pierce here. Now, the opponent's just playing Blue-Red Phoenix. Turtle. They ditched two birds here. It's pretty scary. And if they don't have Spell Pierce, Sweltering Suns lets us clean out their board next turn. And if we draw untapped land, we can beat the Spell Pierce. We have a decent spread of teams. The teams only really matter for, gyms, and you can't do gyms remotely. There's a good chance they put these birds back into play here again. Right, they didn't bin a third bird, so that's good for us. Excuse me?
We'll create
Okay.
We begin.
Sarkhan Terror, chat. All right, let's do it. Game the third here. Hey, thanks for keeping me around, Sedu. I wouldn't be here without folks like you. Let's make sure you got a sword to go with that shield. The power of hard casting Terror has been really good this set. We've like just been casting 5-mana dragons a good bit and getting people. I think I mulligan this. Like I have Rest in Peace. I have Rest in Peace to mulligan to. Yeah, I fired it off a second time. I don't know why it showed it weird that first time. The reason you go with Sweltering Suns, yeah, because I want to be able to cycle it in the dead matchups. I think if you're sideboarding your 3 damage sweeper, Anger is better out of the sideboard. But if you're main decking the card, you probably want to be playing Sweltering Suns. Also, like, my deck gets to play a bunch of copies of Rest in Peace, so like I already have a way to interact with the graveyard. Did my opponent top and then miss a land drop? It's a bold strategy. It's good for us because our hand's not very good. That's true. If you have access to red and white, there is some discussion about Deafening Clarion. I agree with you that Clarion has a lot of upside, especially in a deck like ours where you can play big beefy monsters and lifelink them. Spell Pierce. I choose not to hit the dragon before it hits me because that way if they Spell Pierce, I take an extra damage. Oh, did they bottom with the opt? Yeah, I must not have been paying attention. They had to choose between giving me Terror of the Peaks and giving me Rest in Peace. Just check the game log. Yeah, dude, let's do that. Let's check the game log. What deck should you be shaving your wild cards for? I would recommend checking out my website. Not only does my website have a ton of wonderful decks on it, but it also has videos of me playing a lot of them, so you can get a feel for what they look like. This build was sweet. What are my thoughts? Saheeli felt, I don't know that I would cut all of her, but I think 4 is probably too many. Sarkhan was really good in a lot of the games that we play. I think I'd probably split these 3-3. Honestly, part of me wonders if I need the full 4 creativities. Like, just casting Terror was good a lot of the time, and we had, you know, we have card selection like Brainstorm and Search for Azcanta and stuff to like draw into it to a degree. It's probably right to play 4. I think it's probably right to play 4 game 1 and then just don't be afraid to board down on it. would be my suggestion. I don't think I want a fourth Sarkhan in the side, so I think adding the third to the main probably means I have another board slot. And honestly, I know we just beat the Phoenix matchup there where they mulliganed, but that matchup felt a little bit hard. And I could see another Rest in Peace being good there, but honestly, I kind of always wanted to draw Sweltering Suns against Grawl. So maybe we do just play like a 5th 3 damage sweeper out of the sideboard and put an Anger in here. That's a card that like hedges Grawl and also hedges Phoenix a little bit. Yeah, I think I like that. This seemed pretty reasonable, all things considered. Yeah, the fourth dragon. The way I originally constructed the deck was more combo focused, and we basically, especially with more Sarkhans and more dragons in the main, we moved more towards a more fair variation, more of a control deck that could combo instead of a combo deck that was controlling. If that distinction makes sense. The Depose deploys felt super reasonable. A couple people I saw talking about cutting this for the cheaper 2 mana make 2/1/1s tokens, and while the cheaper token maker is better if you're more all in on comboing, the tempo from Depose was instrumental in helping us find our key cards, and deploy not only gaining us life was good in spots, but it being artifacts synergizing with Karn's tokens for beating down fairly felt really good, so I liked this. The white splash is like relatively free. We want to play some cycle lands anyways. You know, we basically like would give up planes and these if we weren't splashing white, and like Rest in Peace and Helix out of the sideboard are both like really powerful cards to have access to in this format. So while the white for just deploy in the main looks a little bit strange, I think on the surface, when you consider like what you're getting out of the board, it seems very reasonable. You might try 3 mana Dovin in place of Saheeli. I could see that being okay. It's a card that makes tokens when it comes into play. And he gains you life when he makes a token too, right? Grand Arbiter? Yeah, I could see this being super reasonable. Its tokens have synergy with Karn still too. So yeah, I think that could be something worth trying if you wanna play some more of this past what I've played here on stream.